Let me tell you about first grade. Y'all, I was ugly. I was. These lips have never changed size. Mama said, honey, you'll grow into them. I said, better hurry. And I lost my 2 front teeth. And I was such a tomboy. I'd wear my flannel shirt and my corduroy pants and my penny loafers. My hair was so short, people thought I was a boy. And I remember that magical day when the teacher said to all of us in the class, now y'all look cute tomorrow because the big high school girls are going to pick out the cute little girls to be in Little Miss Merry Christmas. Well, that had my name on it. So I shined up my shoes, wore the same thing. And I remember walking to the front of that class in front of all those high school girls, grinning my heart out with no teeth, big lips, and looked like a boy. And those high school girls laughed at me. I can remember it like it was yesterday. They laughed. Oh, but next to me, honey, they were fixated on the class diva. You know her. Everybody's got one. Little Miss Perfect or Little Mr. Perfect. She had a stick-out dress on. Her mama put a stick-out dress on her. She walked around all day to school like she was an airplane, just like this. She had on poodle socks and her Sunday shoes. Her mama had put those pink spongy rollers in her hair the night before, and as we say in the South, her hair was jacked up to Jesus. You know that little white tester that the Avon lady used to give away? She was all ruby redded up. She had her teeth, and so help me, I wanted to slap her. She was perfect. Of course, they picked her. And that day on the bus, something got into me. I happened to see that girl that laughed at me, and I went right up to her. I said, excuse me, I can play the harmonica. She said, you can? I said, yes, I can. She said, well, you can be in our little pageant. And I said, well, thank you. I sat down. I can't play the harmonica. I don't know what got into me. But one thing I had, and you might laugh at this, I had a fishbowl. My brother was in high school, and he was working with the pageant. He said, Jane, we need a fishbowl. So Simon and Garfunkel had lived too long anyway. So I flushed them. And I remember that night sitting on a broken chair in the front of that auditorium. And those girls with those beehive hairdos and those Mike Benet swishy dresses and those matching Port-au-Soir shoes, those long white gloves, stuck their hand in my fishbowl to pull out a question. And that chair broke. I forgot how many times. And I fell and fell and fell. But you know what I did? I didn't care. I got right back up. I'd fall again, get back up. My heart leaped. You know the feeling. It's like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I don't know when, how, why. I don't get it. But this is going to be part of my life. 17 years and 5 months later, I was walking across the stage in Atlantic City, New Jersey, as Miss South Carolina. My field of dreams was coming true. But let me tell you something. It was not an easy ride. We lived in an old tenant house that my daddy renovated. I was the most unlikely person. Academically, I just didn't have it. I was put in the C section in first grade. A, B, C. Does not take a rocket scientist to figure out, as we say in the South, that dog don't hunt, point, or get off the porch. I just didn't have the grades. And I remember in junior high, I was walking down the hall, and the teacher said, here, take this stack of papers. Don't look. It's your IQ. I thought, you're right. I wish I hadn't looked. I'm telling y'all, Forrest Gump and I, we are real connected in that area. Low IQ. Well, when I got into high school, got involved with teaching dyslexic children. I mean, I felt good about me. And I got fired. They told me I was dyslexic. Well, I wanted to go to college. I took my PSAT, my SAT, my ACT, my DUMB. I could not make a decent grade. Could not. The places I wanted to go to school. Clemson University was one of them. I called Clemson. I was so excited. Sent my scores, my SAT scores. I called them. And the guy said, the admissions counselor, what'd you make? And I told him. He said, what's the other grade? I said, well, let's add it up. He said, There was one college that sent me a letter. And they said, you know, we really don't think you are college material, but we will interview you. Oh, my goodness, I was so excited. I drove all the way to that school, and I literally talked that man into accepting me on academic probation. And I remember I was so thrilled, and I drove back down I-26 to Johns Island. Daddy was in the tomato field. I said, Daddy, I got in. He said, I can't send you. I said, Daddy, plant some cabbage, because that's what he did when we didn't have money on the farm. He planted cabbage. Oh, I'm so thankful and so blessed. You know, I got a grant, and I ended up graduating from Columbia College. I started out on academic probation. I want to tell you, I graduated. In one semester, I was on the dean's list. And I won the highest awards ever voted at that college by my peers. I'm blessed. And then I went on to graduate school. Hard work, smart work.